Before we jump into today's updates, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about a webinar from a gentleman named Max Wright. Okay, before we start the video, I want to just talk about one of our sponsors, Max Wright. He's actually putting together a webinar training which is going to teach you how to invest $5,000 wisely today that can give you a passive income of $100,000 per year or more in as little as 18 months. So this is an invitation-only webinar that he will be sharing all of this info with you. I'll put a link to the webinar underneath this video, as well as it's go.doubleclick.com/Max Wright. Max has been calling different Bitcoin cycles for the last 6 or 7 years. I've personally known him for about 13 years now, since I was about 20 years old. I'm 33 now, and he's a solid guy. He's super knowledgeable. He's got great insights into the cryptocurrency market, and he's really in this for the long term. He's also a great person to find different ways to make money both online and offline. So I'd strongly recommend sign up to this webinar, take the time, watch it. You will get massive amounts of value from Max. And for those of you who've been watching some of the videos previously, you would have seen his insights into BTC and why he feels like this is going to be at least $100,000 BTC in the next 12 to 18 months. So go ahead, register now, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the webinar. Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I've sold the M3. I've sold it with the intention, you can tell it's like pulling my heartstrings. I've sold it with the intention to buy more BTC, more crypto, because I'm an investor and I want to increase my money, not decrease it, which is what cars generally do. So it's so bittersweet. Like I'm seeing here, both the cars are in front of me right now. My new daily and my old daily, and it's somewhat humbling. To look. Oh yeah, I've got this really nice, $100,000 plus car that I love, that I've really enjoyed. I've had for almost 8 months, and now I'm going to be cruising around in an also blue car. With the sticker price 22 years ago being $130,000, but I paid under $2,000 for it. Still got leather seats. It's still a nice car. I've modified it a little bit, so it's super cool, but it's definitely not an M3. So this is my new daily. There's the M3, and there's my Lexus GS 300, 22-year-old humbling machine. So it's bittersweet. It is bittersweet, and it's super humbling to be going from that to that. I will say that I have modified this a little bit. If you don't know, and you don't know, but that is a super engine. It is a 2GZ GTE twin turbocharged from factory, 260 kilowatt. Fun machine, the same as what I have in the drift car. So yeah, super humbling 22-year-old car. Super nice inside. And my boys at Vango, it's a little bit dirty right now, but boys at Vango Rapid Repair resprayed the whole front of it because I had stone chips and a bit of paint peel, and it came up so good. So here we are. We say bye-bye and we say hello. So you can tell it's bittersweet. So let's jump into crypto. Let me share with you what I've been looking at in the last 24 hours and bring you up to speed. Okay, so let's jump into the last 24 hours or so of updates. MicroStrategy has just announced that they have spent $1 billion on BTC in 2020, which is just phenomenal. Like, talk about being an advocate in the traditional markets for BTC. They are seriously going above and beyond to acquire everything they can, to the point where they've even started tweeting, or I should say Michael Saylor, who's the CEO of MicroStrategy, has been tweeting to Elon Musk to change over all his USD that he's holding in cash in Tesla into BTC, and that he will thank him later on when it 10x's in the next 12 months or so. Which is just crazy, like talking publicly about stuff like that. Obviously, it's a bit of a press situation where he's trying to get some free press there, but Elon's starting to bite back and reply and do that sort of thing. So it's created a lot of buzz for people in the marketplace to see. And looking at this chart, I'll put on the screen right now, Grayscale have actually bought all the way up to 24K. You can actually see that as the price went right up, they just continued to ramp up their buying. They are just acquiring so much BTC every single day, which is taking out of the supply for the rest of the world. I keep hammering this point, but I just want you to really understand that the little amount of supply that's available that's being eaten up every day is what's going to drive the price up. So getting yourself using Amber or one of these apps that does a daily purchase, it automatically dollar cost averages, which there's a link below for Amber if you're an Australian user. It's super easy to sign up. And it just if you tell it you want to buy $1 a day in BTC or $1,000 a day, it just automatically purchases. Doing that and dollar cost averaging is the absolute best way to keep acquiring, because the reality is we've never seen this amount of institutional interest and investment publicly being talked about. And my contrarian logic is that the price is going up and therefore it's going to come back down. Because BTC always corrects, and it corrects so significantly when it moves up so quickly in such a short period of time that it corrects just as hard. But it corrected to the 21K, mid 21K mark USD, and then it's gone back up to, it's almost at 4K again today. So that's in the last couple of days, which it just keeps seeing this support that I haven't seen in the consistency of the market for many years. And to top that off, the order books are very thin. So there's not as many sellers as there are buyers. There is just so much more interest in purchasing rather than selling, which is, again, another sign of the bull market. I've been telling you the bull market's coming for ages. It is officially here. You can see from price action, but you can also see from the way the order books are structured. So then we've got Scott Minarin, who's the CIO of the Guggenheim Fund. He's come on, I think, CNBC and talked about, I'll put a little snippet of that now.
Scott, Guggenheim has reserved the right to invest up to 10% of its macro fund in Bitcoin. Have you guys started buying yet? And how much is this decision tied to the Fed's extraordinary policy?
Well, to answer the second question, Scarlett, clearly Bitcoin and our interest in Bitcoin is tied to Fed policy and the rampant money printing that's going on. In terms of our mutual funds, we are not yet effective with the SEC, so we're still waiting. Of course, we made the decision to start allocating toward Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at 10,000. It's a little more challenging with the current price closer to 20,000. Amazing, over a very short period of time, how big of a run-up we've had. But having said that, our fundamental work shows that Bitcoin should be worth about $400,000.
Whoa.
So, we're going to, even if we had the ability to do so today, we're going to monitor the market and see how trading goes on valuation, but ultimately look to buy it.
Scott Miner, we want to delay the Fed press conference for this comment by you. How do you frame a 400,000 Bitcoin? How do you get from where we are now out to 400,000? Is it just based on scarcity?
Yeah, right, Tom. It's based on the scarcity and relative valuation, such as things like gold as a percentage of GDP. So, Bitcoin is actually has a lot of the attributes of gold, and at the same time has an unusual value in terms of transactions.
So as you can see he's saying that the chances of BTC hitting $400,000 are very, very high. And this is all through the fundamentals that he's been looking at, through correlating, the gold markets and GDP. And they've made a lot of very good bets over the years, and they've got very, very good at what they're doing. So I would tend to follow their lead and go, if they're allocating 10% of their total fund, which is $232 billion from memory, into BTC, then they're looking at something. They're looking at this market very, very long term. Something else to mention is the stimulus that's happening in the United States. Almost $1 trillion is about to be signed in stimulus, $900 billion to be exact, to stimulate the economy in the United States. So Congress is working on a bill right now. It may have already been passed since watching this video, but when you think about that, almost $1 trillion, $900 billion is being injected back into the economy to stimulate. That's a lot of money that is going to be used for everyday things from everyday people, but it's also going to inflate everything up some more. So, and I have to say that as crazy as it is, I've talked many times about COVID being, it's affected people lots of different ways. I think for BTC, it's probably one of the best things that's ever happened to it, to the whole cryptocurrency market. It has just been the turbocharger, as you will, put onto this engine called BTC, and it's just completely blown it away, blown the whole market away. So really, really positive news here. Really positive news in the cryptocurrency space today. In Australia, we are a few days away from Christmas. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow. So Merry Christmas to everyone in Australia and throughout the world. We currently have some pretty intense lockdowns because there's been some big clusters happening out in the northern beaches where they're on actual lockdown. For where I live at the moment, it's don't leave your house if you don't have to, but we are not on forceful lockdowns, and hopefully that doesn't happen over Christmas. I know a lot of friends and family of mine are planning to travel interstate, and already those plans have been cancelled. So it's a very, very trying times. Hopefully you get to spend some time with your family over Christmas and you get to enjoy it. And before we finalize this video, I just want to take a moment and talk about one of our sponsors, BlockFi. BlockFi is a platform where you can borrow against your cryptocurrency so you don't have to treat it like capital gains events. You've got the ability to put your crypto to work with BlockFi and earn up to 8.6% per annum with your interest account. Now, if you sign up today, you get up to a $250 crypto bonus with a deposit of $25 or more. This is really cool. If you're wanting to earn some interest on your cryptocurrency or just get some more crypto, this is a great way to do this. I also mentioned if you are looking to borrow against your cryptocurrency, they allow you to do that. They charge you a very low interest rate of 4.5%. They will lend up to 50% of your cryptocurrency. So if you got $10,000, they will lend you up to $5,000 at a 4.5% interest rate, which is essentially in Australia what you are paying for a mortgage for a house, which is just absolutely crazy. And the loan is for 12 months. They're also backed by some of the biggest names in cryptocurrency: Morgan Creek Capital Management, Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, the Winklevoss Capital, and a few other ones that I can't pronounce. Okay, so this is probably the last time you're going to see the M3. You're definitely going to see the EOS Mobile, which is the GS300. As always, I've really enjoyed making this video for you, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Also, make sure you join the Facebook group. Go and get yourself a crypto.com card. Get yourself $25 in free crypto, which also gives me $25 in free crypto. Also, if you're in Australia and you want to do dollar cost averaging without having to think at all, use the Amber app, also linked down below. And yeah, that's it from me today. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.